what select what balances send to the person that I want to send things. But in this TX Builder, I choose. Hello, welcome. But with this option, TX Builder, I as user, but user with a little bit of knowledge on developing, I select the things that I want to send. I select things directly from my wallet. And how can I do that? This is TX Builder. As I said in the previous session, all transaction is composed by two things. By two things. And a transaction is the basic, the fundamental part in all this blockchain industry. Okay, I have here a TX, a simple transaction. And all transaction has something called inputs. Okay. And also has of course, you're right, outputs. And no matter the complexity of the transaction, all transaction is composed by those two basic kind of things. We have inputs and we have outputs. In a traditional transaction, and the transaction made by the wallet, as by the interface, for example, for Ethereum in this case, the wallet select the inputs. But with this option, option TX Builder, I, as a user, I select the inputs. I come here, input selection, and those are my UTXOs, all the inputs that I have in my wallet. Those inputs contain each one a certain amount of certain amount of ADAs, in this case test ADAs. Some other inputs contain some tokens. For example, this Chile token is really funny, or this prepod miscellaneous tokens. So in my wallet, I have multiple various UTXOs, so balances that I can select depending of what I want to do. In this case, for example, I want to send a Chile token, for example. I select this. I can select various UTXOs, but in this case, I just want to send this. Save. And here I can see the input that I want to use to send some things to other person. Next, I select the output. The output is the direction of the person that I want to send things. I want to try again if I can select this. No. Okay. I have here some addresses. This is the address, but this is the nickname of the address that I I have saved in this wallet too. Next, here I want to send 5 test ADAs because, as we remember, we can't send tokens without some kind of token, some kind of money. In this case, test money. I can see the Shili token here. I want to send 1 Shili token. That. Okay, 5 test ADAs, Shili token, and add. Okay, I have here my whole transaction built for me. And click here and build TX. Transactions successfully built. Next. This is a preview of the transaction. I think it's good because this is the input that I select. This is the output I select. 5 test ADAs and 1 Shili token. And the wallet, the wallet, the system returns me the rest 4 Shilis and 39 ADAs that I don't use in this transaction, and the rest of the money minus the 5 test ADAs. Okay, all is in order. I sign my transaction with the same password that I used in the prior example, and sign. That's a way in which we can understand how the blockchain works, selecting some inputs and distributing those inputs to some outputs, some addresses that I want to send money or tokens. Okay, that was the piece lost, the lost piece in my preview session. New transaction confirmed. Okay, I go to wallet 2. This is the wallet 2. And in tokens, on in transactions, I have here a recently transaction with a low rate of confirmations. We have to wait to more computers, more nodes in the net confirm the transaction. For the moment, as we recently make this transaction, the confirmation is low. A few of computers or nodes are confirmed 2 confirmations. This has 22 confirmations, and if I look this, for example, has 92,099 confirmations. Okay, that's the one thing for this session. The other thing is that I want to show in this session is the following. This week we had a meeting, a Gimbalabs meeting. We have meetings all the weeks, and in this meeting we are talking about some things about tokenomics and about other things, but we are in that conversation we were talking about the PPBL and the purpose of the PPBL and how to look the PPBL, the purpose of the PPBL. And I thought that can be useful to show that purpose in some way in this class, in this session. Okay. Open with. In that meeting, we are talking about some other things, but this is the piece of the meeting in which we talk in this meeting about the PBL and how and what's the essence of the PBL in general. We think and why I invite you to take the PBL, because the PBL is based on learning by doing, but that's a cliche in some times. Sometimes it's a cliche, but our reasoning around that is that the students can share their learn by contributing to PBL modules that support others to learn by doing and eventually contribute themselves to projects. It's like a cycle. So here is the PBL. And in the PBL, we have various general units, general modules. We have here, for example, the initial modules, the setup of the setup of the environment, for example, that we saw that in the past session. In this session, we are going to talk about how to set up a local node. Those are initial modules. We have here some other modules, but here, when you advance through all these modules, 101, 102, 201, 202, 203, all these modules prepare you to take some challenges. And those modules provide you the knowledge and the expertise sufficient to arrive, for example, to this unit, 301. These three modules, module 3, are a series of small projects in which you can apply all you are learning in the previous modules. That's the essence. That's the essence of the PBL. We have here projects that permits you to practice and put in practice what you learn. We have here the mini project 301. We have here the mini project 302, and as this, for example, this title says, you can gain some level of mastery. And don't surprise about that. After you make the work in these modules, in these previous modules, you can have all the tools and the knowledge necessary to make those projects. And also, of course, you have our health all the time, our health in the Gimbalabs Discord. We are here, teachers, tutors, and students. We are there to help you to make the study of those modules, to study the PBL. So don't worry, you have help. But the main idea, my goal with showing this is understand that you can learn. You in the PPBL, you learn by doing. Learn by doing makes when you learn by doing, next you contribute to PPBL modules through the projects, the mini projects, and then you permit to others. You in that situation, you support others to learn how to make things, and those other students can make the same thing that you do. It's a cycle. So my invitation again is go to the Plutus PPBL and start your learning journey. Okay. Okay. Okay, the next is our main topic of the session is how to install a Cardano node and a Cardano CLI. It's the same procedure. If you make one, you make all the procedure, you install the Cardano node and the Cardano CLI all in one procedure. Okay, we have questions until this point. Please feel free to make any question that you have. Okay, how to install? How you in your machine, Windows, Linux, or whatever you have, how you can install a Cardano node. That's the basics. In the last session, we studied how to install the Nix and the Cabal. That's all important tools for all developer on Cardano. You can go here in this session, prepare a Plutus development environment, and here you can find all the instructions to install your Nix in this case, depending on your machine, and how to install other things. You install your Nix, install your something called binary caches, and start the Plutus apps. But in general, you have, as we saw in the last session, you have to install Nix and other installations. The process is not difficult in general. You can find that procedure in this model. In this session, we are gonna apply this model, the model 102. How to set up a local node. As I said in all the sessions, the things are different for the depending on the machine you have. For example, in my case, I have a Windows machine, so I have to take some steps to work on the Cardano blockchain. My case is the most difficult case because a Windows machine is the less common case in the Cardano ecosystem. If you have a Linux machine, it's more easy because it's the most common case. The most common case is the developers have our Linux machine. So we have many documentation, many cases, and many examples, many examples about how to install things like Nix or things like Cabal, or in this case, how to install things like a Cardano node. But no matter the kind of machine you have, in this point, we count with really rich information about each case. All you have to do is find your case, find your particular case. And if you have problems with installation of you and you need support and help, again, you can go here, Gimbalabs Discord, and in this section, Plutus PBL, you can post, if you have problems, you can post here your case, your questions, your doubts. You can post here, and sure, it's a sure thing. Some person will help you. Okay, I'm gonna close this and close this. Okay, first, main resources for my case, my Windows machine case. But in general, all cases are similar. The variations are minimum. One or two things are different, but in general, if you follow this case, you can understand how to install in general a Cardano node without independent of your type of the kind of machine that you have. The main resources, the Plutus PBL. Go to the Plutus PBL and take the course. And access to the corresponding module in reference to how to install a local node. That's our first resource, our first tool. The second, again, Gimbalabs Discord. If you have problems, also if you can find in the Gimbalabs Discord many information about how to install these environments. The thing is, you have to go Plutus PBL. You have to go this, you have to go until the okay, until the first publications, the first post. No, don't worry about all this information. This information corresponds to more forward. It's from students from that are in the modules 2 and 3. But don't worry, you only have to go to the first publications, the first posts, and find some information about that. You can do that, or you can directly post here your question or your request. Okay. All the resources, the PBL and the Gimbalabs Discord. Can you please share the Discord link? Of course, of course. Of course. I will be make public this document. I can copy and paste this. Since we have other resources, because we in the Cardano ecosystem we have many information. In this point, we have a solid and robust information about all the things that a developer have to do in this day-to-day life. For example, we have here this page. It's a Plutus. It's a page direct from IO, and we have here some tools, some information. We can consult some topics. Plutus user documentation, Plutus Pioneers program, the famous Plutus Pioneers program. My pleasure, my pleasure. Plutus, we can explore. For example, we have here a Windows subsystem for Linux. That would be my case. We have here information about how to install Nix and many other blog posts about Plutus. Okay, this could be one of the resources that you can consult. We have here other the GILS operator, and the GILS operator is the guide that we are gonna use in this session. The GILS operator. Okay, the GILS operator. This is a guide. This is a guide from a working group named the GILS operator. It's famous for build tools and infrastructure in general to developers on Cardano. They are they're almost iconic in the ecosystem. Okay, we have here this link. I will close this, and this, and this. And this link is the link to the GILS operator. I use this because I have a Windows machine, and this applies to my case. That is, I have a Windows machine user. And I insist that one of the main tools of all developer is copy paste, basically copy paste, because we are talking about procedures that apply to many cases, and in this case you don't have to you don't have to worry about how to make things. Because if the procedure exists, if the guide exists, if the instructions exist already, you don't have to despair, or you don't have to worry about how to make things. You simply have to find the guide, or find the manual guide, or find the instructions that you need to make those the thing that you need. For example, in this case, we need install the node, and for the installation of the node, we have a guide. This guide is named the GILS operator. Okay, this is the menu of the GILS operator. This is a home page. This general information. In the menu basics, we start. We are going to start in this point, basics. I compiled all this in this document, all the steps. Okay, the first step is open a new window, a new session in your command line. In my case, I have a Windows machine, so I have to open a WSL session. Okay, this is my session. I activate my WSL session with WSL, simply with the WSL command. Excellent. First step complete. Second step. Take the GIL operator guide. This is the GIL operator guide. This is the same link, and follow the instructions. We are gonna do that. Following the GIL operator guide. Stage A. I think if we divide this procedure in stages, we can understand what is what is doing what is doing the guide in general, and what is doing our machine, because it's important. One thing is copy paste instructions, but other different thing is not understand what is our machine doing, or what in a basic way, almost in a basic way, we have to understand what we are doing. We don't have to know in deep. We don't have to know what we are doing, but a basic understanding of what we are doing is necessary. Okay. Stage A, install the prerequisite script, and a script named prerequisite, of, in other words, prereqs. This prereqs script. The script, that script will automate the installation of the node. This kind of scripts, for example, this guide, this operator, this guild operator presents us the installation of a script in general. And a script is like a bot. It's like a bot that make many things. And we don't have to worry about those things. That's the role of the script. Make the installation more easy for us. So the first stage is we are going to install in our machines that script. This is the guild. This is those are the instructions. The first instruction is this. I'm copy. I also write the instructions in this document for academic purposes, but it's the same. This is the same, and this is the same. And I take the key operator guide and simply copy and paste. I think I know that with this command, I'm gonna create a directory named TMP, a temporal file, a temporal directory. Copy and paste. I cannot create directory because file exists. Okay, because I used multiple times this machine, so I already have installed the node. So in this point I have many things installed from this guild. So I have here I already have the temp. Next instruction, copy all this. This is the fourth step. This is the fourth step. Copy all this with the goal of create the prereqs file. You can see here the final result is the creation of this. No matter the instruction, no matter the length of the instruction, the final result is the creation of this prereqs.sh. That's the script. That's the bot. So copy. Copy this line. That is this same line. Go to my console and paste. That's it. Next step. Go here. In this point, the next step is copy this line. The 5th step. I'm going to copy this line and paste that line in my console. When I copy paste in my console this line, the system creates a prereqs file, but a file that is not an executable. It's not executable. With this line, when I copy and paste this line, that is this same line, I convert this prerequisite file, this in an executable file. Okay, if I write, I execute, I run ls, I obtain this file prerex.sh, and it's an executable. So executable is I can invoke that bot, that script, to make the things it has to do for install the node in my machine. Okay. Next, this was the stage A, installation of the script, the creation of the script, installation of the script. Next stage, install for first time the whole folder structure to save the general files needed to run the Cardano node. It's like this stage are going to build the structure, the folder structure needed to save the files to run the node every day. This structure is this. We have a series of files, directories in general. We have a directory named files, other name DB, other guild DB, other name logs, and etc. etc. Other name sockets, other name scripts. And that structure, this line, this stage build that structure. Okay. And copy this. This we was here, and now we are here in this section. We are going to copy this. That is the same step that I have here, but with we have to add an indication. As you know, we have various types of nets. We have the mainnet. We have the preprod in this moment. Oh, in the past we had the testnet. That was easy. We have only two: the mainnet and the testnet. In this moment, we have the mainnet, the preprod, and the preview. This guild is a particular net from the guild operators guys. But in general, we have three: the mainnet, the preprod, and the preview. We in this course, in the PPBL course, we use the preprod testnet. So to this command, we have to add this part that it indicates to the node that we are gonna use the preprod net. So preprod, we have to add this little dash n space preprod. That is the same thing that I have here. But note that this part is the same that I have here. It's the same. So copy and paste. My machine requests my password. The times of execution in this machine are short because I already have installed the node, and I work with the node every day. But in your machines, when you install your node, or you do this procedure for the first time, that could take a little bit more time, but not worry, that is natural. For example, this step in my machine can take a little bit, only a minute or two, or less, a minute or less. But in your case, can take more time. But don't worry, that's the first time. The next times, in the next occasions, that you don't have to make these things. We are waiting for the resolution of this step. Do you have questions? Okay, we are advancing in the installation. Downloading the files. And that's all. Okay, in this point, we have this structure, this folders structure. We can see that, for example, in this guide and in my document, we can, in point 7, we can copy paste this. Okay, and I can do. No, okay. This step 7 is other step necessary to concrete the installation of the prereqs, the installation of the folder structure. After you make this step 6, immediately you have to take this step 7, copy and paste, as I do here. Okay. Now, in this point, we can view the structure of our folder structure. I'm entering to this folder, C Note. In C Note, in this C Note folder, I have this structure, this folder structure, this. Files, DB, logs, drive, less. You can see here, we have a folder named DB, is empty in this moment. We can see the folder, for example, sockets. It's empty. So in this point is it's the initial structure. For example, we have here the folder logs, it's empty. But we have here this folder named files. Files. In this folder files, we have a bunch of files necessary to make the installation of the node. We have all our JSON files. We have a file named Genesis, Byron Genesis, config JSON, dbsync config. Dbsync is the database of the Cardano node. The Shelly Genesis, the submit API config, and the topology file. They are very recognizable and famous files. Those files are used to install in the subsequent steps. The system will use these files to install all the libraries and all the modules, and in general to fill these files to these folders to files, the files necessary to run the node every day. Questions? No questions? Don't worry, you can make the questions necessary. CD opt Cardano cnode for entering the cnode folder. In my case, it's in my case. If you have a Windows machine, the most possible thing is you are gonna use this line every day. But if you have a Linux machine or other kind of machine, the step, the path is different, but the goal is the same. The goal is the same. You have to go to this this place, this ubication, and find. You can go to your machine and find these files also as well. Next, this was the stage B. Stage C is install finally the Cardano node. I have here my guide. The basics are finished. Next, in the menu, we have here build and run, and build and run. We have overview. Overview is again information, general information. Next, node and CLI. And here in this submenu, node and CLI, we have instructions to install the Cardano node. In the document, I have also those same instructions. Okay, first, you are going to create a folder named Git. This is the same. Copy. No, thanks, but no. Okay. Again, copy and paste. Okay, I create. No, I create. No, I enter to a folder named Git. Okay. Next, we are gonna clone the main repository that contains all the libraries and all the modules of the Cardano node. This is the node, Cardano node. We're gonna see what contains. This is the GitHub repository of the Cardano node. It's a repository from input output. Here we have some information. You can read this information. Here we have the version of the Cardano node. The current version is that 1.35.3. And we have here all the libraries, all the modules, all the files necessary to run the Cardano node, to install and run the Cardano node every day in your life as a developer. So we are going to clone that repository. This is the same line. Okay, copy, and paste. Destination path Cardano node already exists and is not an empty repository. Of course, this fatal error is produced by the fact I already have installed that repository. So if I do ls, I have here the Cardano node. I enter to, when you make the installation, you install three repositories, three files, three folders. One is the Cardano node. Other is the libsodium file, the libsodium folder. Another is the set CSCP. Those are cryptographic files and modules specific to cryptographic tasks. But this is specific for the Cardano node. And I have here all the, after you install after you clone the repository, you have in your Cardano node folder all of these files. And for example, in this libsodium, we have cryptographic files. Okay, ls. Sorry, here. I have installed. I have installed in this point the repository. Next, cd Cardano node. Okay. cd Cardano node. Okay, I'm inside the Cardano node folder. Next, git fetch dash tags dash all. It's the same line. Git fetch, fetching the repository. It's the next is git pull. Git pull, git fetch, and git pull ensure that we have the more updated repository of the Cardano node. If you execute in your machine git fetch and git pull, git fetch is ensure that you are in the correct version, in the correct tag or back. Git fetch and git pull ensure that you have the most recent version of the node, the most recent files and folders and content of the Cardano node. It's not about the version. It's about the most recent files and folders of the Cardano node. That git fetch and git pull ensure that situation. Next, PPP. We have here this line. Git checkout. All this line that is the same of this line. Copy. Of course not. Sorry. Clear. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Okay, this is the line. Enter. Okay, that was quick. That was fast because I already have the most recent installation of the Cardano node. But in your machine, that can take a little bit more. But don't worry, that's normal. and find that this line ensure that you you are in the correct place, and the correct place is the last version in the testnet, because in the practice the pools and the people in general, the developers in general, they the practice is they used to use not the most recent, uh, they use a preview version, uh, and they used to wait for a month or two to see how function that version. But in the testnet is we have no problem using the most recent version in the testnet. In the practice, the developers wait for 1 month or two after the most recent version go out. They wait for see how that recent version, for see the behavior of that recent version. After 1 month or 2 months, they adopt and they update their nodes to the most recent in the practice, in the mainnet. But in the testnet, we can use without a problem the most recent version immediately. Okay, next, the next line, the next command is this: cnode scripts cabal build all. What is this? We are gonna enter, we'll go to the home page, the home folder. We have in the home folder, we have a folder named scripts. And in that folder named scripts, we have a file named cabal build alt. Cabal build alt.sh. That file. That file will make the installation of the Cardano node, the final installation, the whole installation of the Cardano node. So see now the scripts cabal sh, copy and paste, and we start with installation. This step is the most is a step that takes more time. That could take a half an hour maybe, but that is the step that takes more time. Don't worry, that's normal, because it's your first time installing in your machine the Cardano node. After all of this process, you don't have to make you don't have to make all this thing again. That is all for installation. Okay, up to date. Let's wait for a few seconds. 1.5 hour of half hour. Maximum an hour. Max an hour max. Okay, it's okay. We finished because I already have installed. I already execute. My pleasure. I have execute this this file in the past, so that was really fast. Okay, And now we complete the stage C. We have installed our nodes. Now, after this step, the stage D is confirm the correct installation of the node. How you can do that? Simply with this command, Cardano-CLI version. I have here my G operators, and they also have this line. Possible share your document, of course. You can suggest copy paste. Excellent. Share. This is the document. The same document. Okay, Cardano CLI. If I copy paste this Cardano CLI version, I obtain copy. Cardano CLI version. I obtain this. Cardano CLI 1.35.3, the most recent version of the Cardano node according to input-output in its Cardano node repository. 1.35.3. And okay, this is what we obtain for the Cardano CLI site. Also, now for the Cardano node, Cardano CLI, and now Cardano node. This is the same here, Cardano node version, the same. Okay, sorry. Sorry, here. Node version. Okay, Cardano node 1 version 1.35.3. So I obtain Cardano CLI version. Okay, we obtain Cardano node 1.35.3, Cardano CLI 1.35.3. This indicates that I have a correct installation of my node. Okay, stage D complete. Stage E, run the Cardano node. We're gonna turn on our node in our local machine. We run our local node in our local machine. The step is step 18. I need to go inside to the folder scripts. Copy. We can find, we have here, so we go a little bit down here, we can find this same line. I have to go inside this file, scripts. Well, again, come on. Clear. Copy and paste. Copy. And paste. Okay, if I make ls, I find a bunch of scripts. And script is like a bot. So I have here a bunch of bots, but I need a particular script. That is the script that from this point, I'm gonna use every day to start my node. And that is the cnode.sh. Don't forget these points, this little point. Copy. This is the same line. Copy and paste. And that's our node. This node is the node that I work with this node every day. So I already have an updated node. When you install your node by the first time, you have to update your node. You have not only turn on your node, you don't have to only run your node, you have to permit the node update itself. And how can you do that? Stage F, monitoring the update of your Cardano node. In this point, I can use the node immediately because I already have an updated node. But you, as your first time installing your node, you have to give to the node a little bit time to make the updating, to make the updating. How you can do that? You can do you don't have to do for the updating of the node, you don't have to do anything. You just have to maintain open this window, and that's all. But it's your duty monitoring the progress of the updating of the node, the progress of the node. So how you can do that? You have two options. Monitoring the update of your Cardano. You don't have to do anything because your script, your bot, makes everything for you, including update your node. But you have to monitoring what it's happening, what it's doing, what it's doing the script. Option one, for any reason you close this command line, this console. You just minimize this console and open a new CMD. In my case, as my machine is Windows, so I have to start a new WSL session. Okay, this is a new console. Don't forget, you can't close the node. You can't close this window because if you close the window, you close all the node. You just minimize the window and open a new session. Open a new command line. Start WSL, of course. I'm gonna copy paste this line, this the same, but without this dash, this Okay, copy again, like in the previous step, I have to enter to this folder scripts, because in this folder, as I said before, I have many other scripts, and one of those scripts is named point name G live view that is H. Don't forget. Oh, okay. Don't forget this little point. Copy. I have here this also this here in the final. I have here how to those same lines about how to activate the G live view. I don't use this, all of this. I was here and now I'm here. But in this document is better. Okay. Questions? Okay. Copy this line and paste this. G live view is this. This G live view. Enter. And here we have an interface that show me the level of actualization of my node. Here I have the epoch 25. I have here this script shows me that we are in the last most recent version of the Cardano node, 135.3. Okay. This shows me, all this information shows me the level of actualization of my node. This is one way. This is one option that you have for check the progress of the updating of the node. The second option is, again, you open a new session in your machine in other window. Start WSL and pay attention to this. Every day, after you know, this is not necessary to start the node. It's necessary to have this kind of activity in this window. It's not necessary, but the following step is necessary to open the console in which you are going to work. For example, if I give to my system this line, the result will be an error. Command file, query tip, error while looking up environment variable. Cardano node, the Cardano node was looking for this path, and they don't find that path. So you have to indicate every single day that path to your working console, your console of work, in which you are working every day. You are going to work every day. Okay, and so this is the line. This is my line, and I think this is my line, and this line is similar, is the same to all the Windows machines. It's the same. You simply copy and paste. You can note in this line that what this command is trying to do doing is export this path, this Cardano node socket path, and it's trying to, it's indicating to the system the path that in this occasion couldn't find. Okay. So I copy this line, this path, paste, and again, copy and paste. And that's so. And so when I execute again this command, I obtain an answer. I obtain the answer to my request, to my query. This query indicates me that the progress of the synchronization, that's the word, synchronization of the node is at 100%, completely. Also, they are showing me the epoch in which we are in this moment. And I can compare this data to this epoch 25 also. Here we have the block 267415. Here, block 4267405. Two six seven, okay, that's similar information. And I can confirm the validity of this information in my browser. In my browser, in both cases, confirm the level of your node through your preferred Cardano browser, using your browser. Okay, my preferred, I don't remember I don't remember the URL, but I used this Cardano scan. And in this Cardano scan, I have in mainnet, I change here to preprod. That's the reason why we use the preprod and testnet, because in general, all the testers are using the preprod net. And here we can see the general information about the current state of the testnet, the preprod testnet. And in this current information, I can find that the epoch is the epoch 25. And here I have epoch 25 and the epoch 25. In conclusion, I have an updated node in general. The recent block 267.414, 414, block 467.414, a little bit, it's a little bit late, but it's natural. 417, 417, 414. Okay, in general, I can conclude that my node is updated at 100%. That this information says me. And that's all. This is okay. The most we can this monitoring in two ways: with this or with this option. This information you don't have, you just maintain open this window, and the console, the interface shows you continuously the information about your node. With this option, you have to execute this after you enter this line, this environment variable line, and this environment, this path guides the Cardano node to this file, node0.socket. This file we can find this file in this path, cd opt Cardano node. After that, we have our folder structure, and in this structure we have a folder named sockets. In that file sockets, we have this file, node 0, that socket. This file is the connection between your machine and the Cardano blockchain. That's the reason why when we execute this line and we obtain this error, that's the reason why this error appears, because your node, your local node, doesn't communicate with the Cardano blockchain. This file makes it possible. And then when you execute this node, you can execute this line every time you want. And the thing is, when you execute, when it's your first time and you are doing your first installation of your node, you can execute this line over and over again to confirm the level of of synchronization of the node. And every time you execute this node, this line, this marker will be not 100%, but each time this number will be major than this number until you arrive to the 100%. Each time you execute this line, that will show a different number, but each time that number will be more close to 100% until the moment in which the number is 100%, because the synchronization of your node is at 100%. Okay, that's all for that side. In both cases, confirm your preferred Cardano browser. Okay, and that's all. That's the procedure in which you can install the Cardano node and the Cardano CLI in your machine, all in one procedure. It's really easy. In general, it's really easy. And I repeat, this is the most complex situation, because I have a Windows machine. If you have a Linux machine, it's more easy, the installation. But as you can see here, The steps are really easy. The work is, the main work is copy and paste, copy and paste. And the work also consists in, if you have some problem, some kind of problem, you have to request some help. Where? In the Gimbalabs Discord. You can go here, the section Plutus PBL, and present your case. If you can add some, pictures, images about your case, your console, that will be better. But you have these two. In general, the way we can install our node is really simple. You just have to follow these steps, no more. Key points, key points. Can you query a wallet address via query a wallet address? Of course, through Plutus script. For invoke or work in a Plutus script, you need the NICs. And how we have here 3 tools necessary to work on top on Cardano. Because our goal is being developers, not users, only developers. We have here for that. And for that purpose, we need 3 fundamental tools. One is, I have here my courses. Okay, here. Plutus PBL. Okay, I need 3 things. One, I need the NICs. I need to install the NICs. And you can find the process, the installation process here. Install NICs and all the subsequent modules. Here, install NICs, setting up binary caches, start Plutus apps, and compile your first Plutus script. Is in this part, when you compile your first Plutus script, using in general a Plutus script that you can query and send monies and tokens and make many things. Like for example, query a wallet via Plutus, but you need NICs. The second tool is you need, after you install NICs, it's also a really, in general, it's not too complicated process. And you count with help. Don't forget Gimbalabs Discord. And also you have to install the second tool is the Cabal. And that Cabal installation is part of the installation of the after you install NICs, you install that Cabal libraries needed to execute Plutus scripts. That is the main, executing Plutus scripts is the main business of all the Cardano, all Cardano blockchain. As developers, 90% of the time, we just do one thing, executing scripts, executing Plutus scripts. Maybe in the next sessions, I think we can see how is a Plutus script. Don't worry about that. But you have to install NICs and continue with installations described in the modules, in these modules. The next, setting up binary caches and start Plutus apps. These three sections cover the installation of Mix, other installations like Cabal. It's really simple. And the third tool is the tool that we do today. The installation on the Cardano node and the Cardano CLI. That is only a unique procedure. You only have to make this, follow these steps, and at the end, you get the installation of the node and the CLI. Okay, I don't know if that answered your question. Okay, final key points. Don't despair. You don't have to despair. You don't have a reason to despair. But you have to put your hands and your mind in motion. You have to start to work. Tinkering. You have to start to do things. And the things that you have to do are these, step by step. Following this document, in my case, if you have a Windows machine, or following this GIL operator's guide. And if you don't have a Windows machine, okay, it's more easy. You just have to go here to the Plutus PBL. You have to go here to the Plutus PBL and go to this. Set up a local node and sync to test. You have to follow this. Okay, you have to follow this section. That's for you. You don't have a Windows machine. You have to follow this section. Module 102. Okay, go to Gimbalabs Discord, go to Plutus PBL, identify your case. Identify your case. This is for Windows machine cases. And this is for Linux machines cases. And start doing some things. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to start to doing some things. Keep trying, keep thinking. If you have problems, if you are stuck, don't worry. Go to Gimbalabs Discord again for 10,000 times. I said you go to Gimbalabs Discord and go to the PBL. In the PBL we have as well. We have some sections for write some questions. The students use those sections to send us some questions. For example, this is Bernard. This is Roberto, etc. All the students, all the tutors in one place. You can find in the Plutus PBL those sections in which you can find these question and answer sessions section, and you can read and you can make your own questions about the problems that you have with installations in general and other things. And go forward. Ask for collaboration, specifying the details of your problems, and go forward. You are not the only one in this stage. You are not alone. That's the main, one of the keys. You are not alone. And that's all for today. The Sunday's lecture. This is a very interesting lecture that I recommend. It's really short, really brief. I'm gonna copy and paste here. So I think we're really interesting about how function the Cardano blockchain and in general terms, you can understand the content, the point of the writing, and you can appreciate the virtues and the power of the Cardano blockchain in this article. I recommend you, please read it. And that's all for today.
Thank you, Sebastian. Awesome session.
Excellent. I'm happy. I'm happy for that.
Really appreciate your time. A
No,
reminder to the participants that these sessions, these initial 6 sessions, will be a session to identify future educators. As Sebastian has always said, the Gimbalab teams is always available for you, students, for you trailblazers, to learn more, to enhance your skill through Discord. So feel free to the initial starters of this program to have discussions in Discord. The links has already been shared by Sebastian, so please join. But please also remember that in that Discord, especially from our fellow friends from Indonesia, you will see that the majority of the discussions are in English. This session is to empower you guys to also teach in what you've learned in Gimbalabs, what you've learned from the PPL course in your local language. That is the essence of our program, not just to teach you for the sake of just teaching you, but also for teaching the future. And for that, Sebastian, for providing time, for providing the initial steps of what is Gimbalabs, what are they trying to achieve, and what is the ecosystem, we really thank you. And we're looking forward for our next 2 sessions. We only have 2 more sessions. And again, I really love seeing you all the time. I really appreciate your time. That this is morning, if I'm not mistaken, at your place, that you wake up and Saturday
yes,
morning to give us education
and
session. Okay, bye-bye,
absolutely.
DC1. This
Bye.
it will be the end of our session. So terima kasih teman-teman. Thank you teman-teman yang udah datang. And looking forward to seeing everyone in the next session. Take care and have a happy weekend.
Bye.